Hello and welcome to the penultimate Mod Month video for 2021. Taking a look at the very best Morrowind mods for November 2021. And, well, November was actually a pretty exciting month for the modding community. It was the second busiest month of the entire year, with 117 new mods released. Not only is that a record for November, but that's also just highly unusual, as historically, November is one of the slowest months of the entire year. Not really sure what, accounts for the sudden uptick. Maybe skipping the Madness competition this last year had something to do with it. I don't know. Either way, we had just no shortage of high-quality mods to choose from for the mods of the month. And honestly, this was a pretty difficult month to try and narrow down a list here. So trust me when I say that every mod in today's video is just well worth your time and attention. But anyway, down links and timestamps are just right down below, so let's begin with our mod of the month for November 2021. Which, this time around, is Morrowind Crafting 3.0 TR Edition by Drac and Toccatta. This will almost certainly come as a bit of a shock for some of you. There's another mod that came out in November that is certainly equally worthy of being the mod of the month, but I chose Morrowind Crafting here because of just, how much potential it has from a gameplay perspective, and just how much it adds to the game. Now, I'm not going to go over everything that Morrowind Crafting 3.0 does in extreme detail. If you want that, you can find our 30-minute long showcase video, just linked right down below. But to give you a brief overview, basically, Morrowind Crafting adds all new crafting mechanics to the game, with their own skills that can be leveled up just like your normal skills, special equipment, resources that you'll need to gather, some of which are new that have been integrated into the game here, and some of which are just, vanilla game items, and detailed crafting menus with well over 1,000 items, both from vanilla Morrowind and from Terry Build, that you can handcraft, place, and use, covering just everything from furniture to clothing, armor, weapons, pottery, containers, lockpicks, beds, decorative items, rugs, food and drinks, poison, and just so much more. You can become your own master tradesman and expert crafter, building and selling wares, or you can use these newfound skills and mechanics to decorate your own homes in-game, installing furniture, lighting, and just everything else exactly where you want it, giving you all the tools you need to make a player home that perfectly fits you, and without ever having to really open the construction set. With full MWSE integration and a mod config menu with just tons of options for you to configure, Morrowind Crafting 3.0 has just a ton of potential, both in terms of current gameplay and in terms of future development, with plenty more features planned in the future. All that is just, that is enough to make it our mod of the month, and if you've ever wanted to just go on an all-out crafting bender, it is absolutely just the mod for you. Moving on though, you can probably guess what our second pick for the mod of the month is, because it's obviously going to be New Ilunibi by Seelof. And arguably, this should have been our mod of the month, and in almost any other month, it probably would have been. It's a bit hard to try and weigh the scales of which of two amazing but completely different mods deserves the top spot, the most. Really, they both do, but, I'm trying to keep these videos down to just 3 mods here, so anyway, let's just get down to what it is that New Ilunibi actually does. And basically, it's a dungeon mod, and more specifically, a major dungeon expansion and overhaul for the vanilla game 6 House main quest dungeon of Ilunibi. Like a lot of the 6 House caverns in the vanilla game, Ilunibi was a rather long, rather forgettable dungeon that was more of a chore to go through than a real proper adventure, more tedious than fun, and thankfully, New Ilunibi just completely scraps the old dungeon and rebuilds it from the ground up to create just a truly, fully, utterly atmospheric, verticality-inducing, dungeon-delving splendor, the likes of which I don't think we've ever truly seen before in Morrowind. With massive cavernous chambers, rushing underground rivers, towering heights and shocking depths that truly embrace the core essence of verticality, New Ilunibi is, by far, the largest and certainly the best dungeon mod released for Morrowind last year, surpassing even Seelof's own Library of Vivec overhaul from earlier in June. Not only is it one of the best dungeon mods to be released in 2021, but I would argue that it's one of the best dungeon mods ever made. I mean, just look at these dungeon environments. This is, quite literally, Skyrim level quality and design, with some just truly epic chambers, fantastic atmospheric lighting, and lots of just little hidden things for you to find just deep down in the dark abyss. This is truly just beautifully designed. There's even a number of new quests that you can stumble upon as you explore this truly massive set of dungeons, some of which will require a careful eye to find, and a willingness to explore every nook and cranny, looking for hidden passages and side chambers that might just open up into just even more areas for you to discover. Again, this arguably should have been our mod of the month, and it is certainly one of the top 10 best mods of 2021. But that said, it also makes just an excellent second pick for our mod of the month for November 2021, and I highly, highly recommend it. If you'd like to check out just a more detailed showcase of New Ilunibi, we do have a mod of the day showcase, just, linked right down below. Finally though, our third and final pick for the mod of the month is Fashionwind, MWSE glasses and goggles by Ruffinvangarr and SafeBox, combined with onion, layered headwear and facial wear by SafeBox. We certainly have had just a rather interesting mix of mods in today's mod of the month video, haven't we? A major gameplay expansion, a new dungeon mod, and now, finally, a new items mod that uses MWSE to create new equipment slots for glasses, goggles, monocles, and other eyewear. Truth be told, this was a bit of a toss-up between Fashionwind and Cloud Storage Warehouse, another MWSE mod with just a really neat gameplay design concept, but I think Fashionwind just narrowly wins out here, combined with onion layered headwear by SafeBox. Because this resource this allows mods to actually layer headwear, with new equipment slots not just for eyewear, but also equipment slots for face paint, facewear, earrings, lipstick, nose piercings, and traditional headwear that, doesn't remove your character's hair. The modding potential of the onion layered headwear framework is just utterly staggering. And with any luck, more modders will take advantage of it in 2022 to bring just even more cosmetic options for your characters. But, just focusing again on Fashionwind, the actual, new items mod here, this adds about a dozen new types of eyewear for you to add to your characters, from academic-looking glasses to Matrix-esque sunshades. I mean, they do kind of look a little bit like, Morpheus's shades, right? Like maybe in the new movie. Which, speaking of, saw that, it's actually pretty good. I really liked it. Though I might have been just a bit distracted by the fact that, like, half the cast of my all-time favorite TV show, Sense8, just happens to be in this movie. And every time one of them pops up, it's like, there's just a ton of serotonin going into my brain, and I'm like, yay! But, anyway, where were we? Right, so in addition, there's also Maragton Goggles, Dumas Scouters, which is the eyepiece from Dumas Centurions, and of course, some just fancy monocles for your Mr. Moneybags type characters. There's a decent bit of variety here, and this eyewear can also be equipped by NPCs, like companions, and just, combined with the sheer potential of onion-layered headwear, that makes this our third and final pick for the Mod of the Month. But anyway, that's it for today, so as always, down links are just right down below. And real quick, before we leave off, I'd like to thank our patrons, including Aesthetic JMac, Area 5 / Sunbalmean, Billy Fighter, Kiwi, Cyprinius, Danae, Daliant, Danina, Yame Alcazo Castornau, Julian, Corridor, Mangasteer, Macbone, Melchior Dog, Mirlord, Michael, Mr. the Joshman, Anol Cascade, Old Navy Twidget, Opero Jack, Port Q's, Povey Holo, Raven Talon, Rissalith, Shadow Banish Wine, Shuda, Soga Cat, Stiff Kitten, Telvani with 8,000 nicknames, Two-Time Trauma Root, and Xero Fox. If you'd like to join them, check out our rewards, including early access, behind-the-scenes content, and access to polls to, decide what kind of content we showcase. Visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/morrowindmodding. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe, stay healthy, happy modding, and I'll see you all next time.